Give yourself permission to move forward. Give yourself permission to forgive yourself. And give yourself permission to feel. Because feeling, it's not weakness, it's a release. And for a long time, I didn't allow myself that. I suppressed my emotions for years. Not because I didn't feel, but because I felt too much. And I believed I had to stay strong for my children. I believed that if I broke, everything around me would break too. So I held it in. I pushed it down. I carried it silently. There was no space for me to fall apart. No safe place to fully release. No moment where I could just be human. So I created moments. I would cry while driving to work. Tears falling quietly, hands on the steering wheel, trying to keep it together before I walked into another day. And then again, on the way home, because that was the only time I was alone. The only time I didn't have to be mom or strong or okay. I remember also crying in the bathroom, hearing my little ones knocking on the door, "Mom." And in that moment, I had to choose. Not between healing, but between surviving and breaking. So I would wash my face, take a deep breath, look in the mirror, and walk back out smiling like nothing happened. At night, I would cry myself to sleep. But even then, I wasn't fully releasing. I was just leaking pain. Because the truth is, I didn't feel safe enough to let it all go. And what I didn't realize at the time was that I kept reliving the past over and over and over again. The same thoughts, the same pain, the same memories, until one day I had to ask myself something that changed everything. If the past no longer exists, why am I still choosing to live in it? Why am I allowing something that is over to continue to control me? That question was the beginning of my awareness. Because here's what I've learned. When pain has nowhere to go, it doesn't disappear, poof. It stays. It lives in your body. It shows up in ways you don't expect. In your thoughts, in your reactions, in your energy. And now, science is catching up to what many of us have lived through. Unreleased emotional pain can manifest into anxiety, chronic stress, high cortisol levels, elevated blood pressure, emotional exhaustion, even autoimmune diseases. And illness in the body, your body keeps score, even when you try to forget. And that's why inner work is not optional. It is necessary, not just for your healing, but for your future. For a long time, I felt completely alone, lost. Like there was no roadmap for what I was going through. What I had experienced wasn't something people openly talked about. There weren't conversations. There wasn't guidance. And the truth is, time was not mine. I was a mother. I was responsible for my children. So going out to seek help felt impossible. It required time. It required money. Two things I didn't feel like I had. But I reached a point where I was barely functioning. And I remember my parents telling me, "You have to get help for your children." And they were right. So I did. I went to therapy. And for 9 months, I focused on learning how to function again, how to think, how to process, how to breathe through everything I had been holding in. That was back in 2017. And now it has been 9 years of healing, 9 years of unlearning, relearning, and rediscovering who I am. 9 years of choosing to face myself. And the truth is, this journey doesn't end. Healing is not a destination. It is a lifestyle. I will always grow. I will always evolve. I will always choose to become a better version of who I was yesterday. And if you are in that place right now, where you feel overwhelmed, where you feel like you don't have time to heal, where you feel like you have to hold everything together, I want you to hear me clearly. You are not weak for feeling. You are human. You are not behind. You are in the process. And you do not have to do this perfectly. You just have to start. Even if it's in the small moments, like I did. In the car, in the bathroom, in the quiet. Your healing still counts. Your pain is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your purpose. Because one day you're going to look back and realize that very thing that tried to break you is the thing that built you. If you're in a season of healing, I want you to know you are not alone. And you don't have to walk this journey by yourself. Many of us are walking this journey with you. Next video, I'm going to share how I started rebuilding my life from that place, step by step. Live your season.